Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the public episode of Red Pill Tamales, coming at you live from Casa de Bling Studios, which explains the robe, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, man. We had to robe it up. That AC, I don't know what it is, man. AC just started working extra good right now. I don't know. Maybe it's a conspiracy of some sort. They're trying to get Chingo Blingo to not cover all the breaking news, man. Every day is something. It's crazy. Every single day, it is something. I mean, I wake up to the news that LeBron James' 18-year-old son, cardiac arrest, athlete, about to play ball for USC. What? I mean, is that common? Is that normal? What do y'all think it is? What y'all think happened, man? What y'all think happened to Jamie Foxx? What y'all think happening to all these people? Real quick before I forget, man. This is the public episode for all the normies. Shout out to all the members of the TIA. I thought I had a little banner I could post down here, but hey, if you want to join and be a member of the TIA, you got to hit it up, man. Patreon.com/Red Pill Tamales. Tour dates, bow. That's where I'm gonna be. That's where I am gonna be this weekend coming up. Literally, like this weekend, like July 28th, 29th, 30th, Arlington, Texas. I'll be at the Arlington Improv. Looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be a fun night. I love Dallas. I'm gonna get to actually kick it in the city, probably get in the studio, check out some jiu-jitsu gyms, hang out. You know, Dallas got some good food. Gonna be with the homies Juan Perez, Javi Luna, of course, a lot of guest spots, a lot of special surprise guests. So I will see you this weekend at the Arlington Improv. And of course, we're coming a whole lot more places, man, a whole bunch of places. So just hit up the website, chingobling.com, so you don't sell out on none of these, man. Austin, Odessa, Texas, Carlsbad, New Mexico, Ontario, San Diego, Denver, San Antonio, etc. etc. Some more big news, man. You know, we were just talking about, you know, LeBron's son, and that, man, prayers to their family, bro. Like, I know LeBron is a puppet for the CCP, and he got his little selective outrage. And I know we've had our fair share of disagreements on RPT, because sometimes LeBron James no sabe de qué chingos está hablando. Ese güey no sabe quién contra quién. And but still, you know, I mean, are people real? Are y'all waking up yet? I know this is the Wednesday public episode for the normies. I mean, are y'all starting to add like any red flags? Are y'all asking any questions? Like all the stuff that's going on in the world. Look at how they attacked Ice Cube, man. I know they really about to attack Ice Cube some more, because he just appeared on ¿cómo se llama? Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson had him on his show. They went to his studio. They went through South Central. They rode around. They talked about how Ice Cube lost $9 million because they kicked him off that movie because he wouldn't get the shot. How do y'all feel about that, ladies and gentlemen? Unfortunately, I got to go back and look at the comments of how y'all feel. Let me know in the comments once we upload this. This is not live. But how do y'all feel? I mean, y'all saw how they attacked Ice Cube just because he wanted to talk to both parties. Ice Cube is trending. You know, I mean, Tucker Carlson, he has a hell of a team, and they put together a hell of a show. And it's exclusively on Twitter, which is now known as X. That's how much stuff is going on. And then so Tucker asked Ice Cube, like, hey man, so we heard that you ain't want to take the shot. And he was like, hell no, I ain't want to take that shot. I gave y'all the summary. That was a big part of it. That's one of the things they talked about. So now I think Pfizer is trending, vaccine is trending. This is a podcast. I have, YouTube channels and all that. So we got to have a whole separate YouTube channel just for this podcast because we saying some of these words, which all of a sudden, I think now it's okay. I think now we're allowed to say that little disease or whatever came up out of lab. I'm old enough to remember when you were not allowed to say, I believe that virus came up out that lab right there. So strange, ladies and gentlemen. And don't worry, if you come to the show, I don't really talk about all this stuff. All right. So I know some of the agents of the Mal Intelligence, the TIA, the Tamales Intelligence Agency, sometimes they be wanting motherfucker to go in a little bit more on some of this normie stuff, like, but it goes over people's heads. Not everybody's into this kind of stuff. They're just like, no, nomás pago los biles y voy para el jale y no, pues, I get it. You can only stress over stuff you can actually control, but it's fascinating how, like, for example, the NBA, they already hating on Ice Cube because he has a black-owned basketball league and he's competition. So at the same time, they be talking about, putting Black Lives Matter and stuff all on the court. But meanwhile, they throwing shade at Ice Cube for being competition and having a league. You know what I mean? And I know they really going to attack him after this Tucker Carlson shit comes out because they want to keep the narrative going. They're like, oh, Tucker Carlson, right-wing, racist, Republican, Fox News, Tucker. I mean, come on, man. Get off the boo-boo. To quote the greatest rapper to ever live, Pimp C, get off the boo-boo. I want to read this tweet right here, man. This is like totally pivot. It's not about any of this stuff that's trending. It's not about Ice Cube. It's not about the jabs. Jack Posobiec tweeted. Let me see. Should I share this screen? Let me get some practice in sharing screens. Let me see if I can do this. Share screen. Vamos a ver. Das. All right. Joe Biden has been accused of engaging in questionable dealings with Ukraine that have raised concerns about the integrity of our country's governance. These allegations suggest a potential compromising of national interests in favor of personal gain or political advantage. The implications of such actions, if proven true, could have far-reaching consequences for our country's reputation and the trust of its citizens. It is crucial for a thorough investigation to be conducted to determine the veracity of these claims and uphold the principles of transparency and accountability in our democracy. Yeah, he said a mouthful right there. Yeah, man, questionable dealings, Ukraine, integrity, compromise, national interest, personal gain. I mean, if proven true, could have consequences for our country's reputation. I mean, are they going to do anything? Are they going to impeach Joseph Raheem Brandon? Is that going to be a thing? Could we put that on our Christmas wish list, ladies and gentlemen? I'm looking at some of my replies because I retweeted Ice Cube. And this person says, South LA is 80% Mexican and Salvadorian. It's completely different from when Ice Cube lived there. Yeah, a lot of people don't know, man. Compton is like hella paisa. Obviously, depending on what block you on, pretty diverse, but hella paisa. It's not what people be thinking. We do got that open border, The border is wide open. All right, let me see what I'm doing with this. All right, let's go ahead and take that off. I don't know. Yeah, sorry, I'm just practicing. That probably didn't even help y'all. This is what you get, ladies and gentlemen. One of these late night ass. Oh, this is such a funny meme. Okay, we got a meme of the day, new segment. Meme of the day. All right, y'all. I'm about to share this. Bam. 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 I know my social media manager. He's probably watching me do this. Like, bro, what are you doing? You weren't prepared. You didn't have your stuff. Why you ain't have all your tabs? How you needed it? Can y'all see that? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that meme. They had to put the lampshade around Biden because number one, he be sniffing kids. Can I say that on here on Wednesday's episode? Si se puede o no se puede. O sea, agüitan. Agüitation. All right. Tomorrow, well, I guess I'm recording this on Tuesday night. So as you watch this, make sure y'all go check out that Cafecito Time because I know Marisol and we're going to talk about the Oscar De La Hoya documentary. I have a lot to say about it. I have a whole lot to say about it. So yeah, make sure y'all go tune that in. Tune in on that. I'm still processing it. I'm digesting it in my head. But Cafecito Time, Marisol and we try not to tell each other like what our, what our takes are going to be about a particular topic so that we don't, you don't want to ruin it. Ruin the response, the natural reaction. Okay, The Atlantic, it looks like they throwing Joseph Raheem Brandon under the bus. The Atlantic, little lefty publication. Headline, step aside, Joe Biden. The president has no business running for office at age 80. Come on, son. Nuremberg 2, that's trending. Nuremberg trials. Uh-oh. What are they saying? Never forget what they did. All these people that were like, F your freedom, like Schwarzenegger, F your freedom, take the shot. What's that other shock jock, man? They used to be cool and shit back in the day. Howard Stern, Sean Penn. I mean, the compilations of people and how they were pushing this shot. All right. I know this is the Normie episode. I know somebody's gonna get triggered. This is public, but hey, it's on RPT Studios. All right, it's on the RPT Studios. We don't want to jeopardize any channel. We don't want any strikes. But I mean, we gotta talk about all this stuff. Compilation. Bam.
Because frankly, we know that we can't trust the unvaccinated.
You have the freedom to wear no mask, but you know something? You're a schmuck for not wearing a mask. To get vaccinated, to wear masks, and not just to think about, well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom.
That at this point, it seems criminal to me that if someone chooses not to be vaccinated, that they should choose to stay home, not go to work, not have a job.
Hey, vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy.
The people who are not getting vaccines, who are believing the lies on the internet instead of science, it's time to start shaming them. What else? Or leave them behind.
The biggest drug cartels in the world get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes. And people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs and keep taking them over and over. I threw the script away. I mean, who is going to believe that crazy idea?
Wow, son. Wow, son. I know some of this stuff's boring to some people. Like, we don't even know what Nuremberg is, fool. Like, hey, fool, when are you going to talk about, like, you're just talking about conspiracy theories, fool. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. They talking about Nuremberg trials. I mean, have y'all met anybody that has like come full circle and just been like, man, I didn't know they were like stretching the truth. I didn't know. I really thought that when Don Lemon got on TV and said trust the science, I thought we was really supposed to trust the science. Is anybody? I mean, I know not everybody gets red pilled at once, and not everybody was peeping game. I mean, it was a lot of psychological coercion. Not everybody follows the same sources. You know what I mean? Some people really believe their TV. Some people still watch The View. You know what I'm saying? I say still because we used to. But they've gotten, I don't know. I think if I was still a lefty, I think I'd still be like, damn, they sure are negative, or like, man, they sure are mean to them other people. You know, I guess that shit was going over my head back when we would just sit on the couch and just watch it like at breakfast. It'd be like, whatever. Like sometimes I see people at the hotel or the like hotel lobby breakfast, or sometimes at the airport, like some of the restaurants, they'll have like CNN playing or different stuff. And I just wonder, like, is anybody else thinking what I'm thinking? Like, man, turn that propaganda stuff off. Wow. Yeah, it was a crazy psychological thing that people had to endure these past couple years. And now I just sit back and just, like, you know what I mean, peep game. Like, I really get a huge kick out of seeing Ice Cube and Tucker Carlson have a conversation. Some people are having a meltdown, I'm sure. But they're like, oh man, I used to like his songs. Now he's hanging with a racist. And it's like, do you have any proof of that, of what you're saying? Like, where you get that from? No, because everybody knows, fool. Have y'all seen the statistics for like athletes having heart attacks, like in the last 2-3 years? Like how many had heart attacks and how many died? I mean, what was that one dude, Hamlin, or what's his name? There was a lot of conspiracy theories, like, oh, this fool, they cloned this fool, and you know, but they did ask him. Michael Strahan was like, hey, bro, so what you think what did it? And he's like, I'd rather not. It's like, yeah, we already know. You know, and again, how sad is it, bro? Like, how sad is it? Like, if we'll probably never know, like LeBron's son situation. You know what I mean? They be real tight-lipped. They're not allowed to really walk off the plantation and talk about, hey, man, they lied, bro. You know what I mean? This shit was not what they said it was. Again, you're living in a country, in a world where you got to watch everything you say. You know what I mean? If Elon hadn't bought Twitter, a lot of this stuff that's on here right now, they'd be like, fact check and shadow banning and having the feds and shit all up in your inbox, reading your DMs. But hey, you know, that's neither here nor there. Let me calm down. I keep forgetting, man. This the normie episode. It's Wednesdays. This just so y'all could kind of get a taste of like, okay, that's the type of stuff they be talking on there. But the thing about LeBron's son, I mean, obviously LeBron was pushing the medicine, boy. He was very adamant about letting people know what he thought about it. But if that shot is related to what happened to his son, I mean, what a damn shame. And think about all the non-famous kids that are having issues or having to go to the doctor, or people getting injured, or people having a bad side effect, or people being allergic, or all the stuff you were not allowed to say. You know, a lot of these employees were not allowed to do medical exemption. I mean, the pilots, military. I mean, bro, how goofy of a world. Like, and then, you know, it's just so trippy, bro. It is so trippy what type of little chess game is going on. You know, like Trompitas happened to be the one that was in office when he's just like got all these people around him, bro. Mike Pence, hoe ass Mike Pence right there. All these little sellout motherfuckers around, bro. You know, had him in the hot seat where he's like, well, shit, they telling me, man, Fauci and them, Burks, they saying we got to do this and we got to lock down for 14 days. And, okay, we kick it down to the states and let the states decide. And I'm going to push, what did he say? I'm going to push the, was it the FDA or the pharmaceutical companies? I think it was the companies. I pushed them harder than anyone's ever pushed them, and we're going to get it done in record speed. And it's like, damn, bro, they're going to turn around and blame all that shit on you. You know what I mean? It's like you over here talking about draining the swamp. Meanwhile, but see, here's the thing, though. Trump made it available, and unfortunately, the companies were using all kind of goofy data, like, you know, they're not gonna be held liable. Like, they, you know, I gotta watch what I say, but like, it's a known fact that you can't really sue. You can't really sue these companies if some shit go wrong. But it's funny because at first they were like, nah, man, that's Trump's jab. We ain't taking that. And then Brandon gets in, starts promoting the same exact product. And then all them same Democrats that were like, yeah, I don't know, that's Trump's jab. Yeah, I don't know, we're going to have to see. All of a sudden, they pushing it. And then they're making fun of the right-wing people, that they're like conspiracy theorists, and they're just, you know, mouth-breathing anti-vaxxer extremists or whatever. And it's like, wait, y'all taking the jab that the orange one, you know, rushed, helped put out Operation Warp Speed and made it available for y'all. And then it's just so trippy. It is so trippy. It is just like, and then you got punk ass Bill Gates. This man, bro, come on, bro. Stop buying up all the goddamn farmland, bro, and chill out with all this little shit you doing. Talking about Harris County, we're going to put some mosquitoes out there for y'all. And all of a sudden, this malaria case is popping off. That's why I'm doing this shit in my robe, bro. You know, mosquitoes can't bite through robes. And then Robert F. Kennedy, ese güey no lo bajan de loco. They're just like, nah, fool. RFK, dog. He's an anti-vaxxer, fool. Yeah, you know, Latino Hollywood, man, they haven't given them the memo. They haven't told them, like, man, you gotta get behind Michelle or Newsom. Latino Hollywood is just waiting for instructions. They're like, we know we can't go for RFK, and they kind of sitting back waiting to see if they still got the pom-poms out for Brandon. I'm sorry, Lucky. Okay, this was pretty interesting. So Dr. Robert Malone had tweeted, breaking news, Senator Rand Paul says Fauci has officially been referred to the DOJ, that's Department of Justice, this week for prosecution for repeatedly lying under oath during congressional testimony. Yep. Let's see if anything happens. Do y'all think they're going to be able to impeach Biden? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. They talking about impeaching them. Okay, I guess there's some other breaking news about somebody, Dr. Peter McCullough. I know y'all know the name. He says, no wonder Moderna refused to release their clinical development documents. It was a complete disaster, maybe worse than Pfizer with vaccine deaths and complete lack of concern over subject safety. NIH, National Institute of Health, co-patented the dangerous mRNA product. The National Institute of Health owns part of the patent. Well, that's fucking convenient. So apparently, serious doubt raised about COVID-19 vaccine safety after forced release of 15,000 pages of clinical trial data. Yep. Did y'all see Trump's announcement about stopping child trafficking? Man, let's see if we can pull that up. Hold on. Big screen. 1 second. I gotta be Jamie Vernon up in here. Hang on 1 second. Puro Jamie Vernon aquí, carnal. A ver qué es este trompitas.
About the power of faith in overcoming evil. and in particular, the evil of child trafficking. Big problem. We had it down to the lowest number in many years just 4 years ago, and now it's gone through the roof. Even though the fake news media has tried to ignore it, Sound of Freedom has been a national sensation and a colossal success at the box office, really big numbers. Everyone should see it. This is a very important film and very important movie, and it's a very important documentary all wrapped up in one. It's really about an issue that has to be discussed. Under my leadership, we did more than any administration in history to combat human trafficking and to end modern-day slavery. In one of my first acts in office, I signed an executive order targeting transnational criminal organizations that traffic and exploit innocent people. I signed the Frederick Douglass Trafficking Victims Prevention and Protection Reauthorization Act, authorizing $430 million to fight sex and labor trafficking. I signed legislation to crack down on foreign countries who are not meeting standards for eliminating trafficking, of which there are many. I also signed into law the Abolish Human Trafficking Act, which strengthened programs supporting survivors and provided more resources for ending modern slavery. We do have modern slavery, if you can believe it. Additionally, I created the first ever White House position focused solely on combating human trafficking. And perhaps most importantly, we created the most secure border in U.S. history by far, dealing a major blow to the cartels and traffickers. We built hundreds of miles of wall. We renovated hundreds of miles of wall. We never had anything like it. And then I got Mexico free of charge to give us 28,000 soldiers to protect us from people coming into our country illegally. When I am back in the White House, I will immediately end the Biden border nightmare that traffickers are using to exploit vulnerable women and children. We will fully secure the border. I will wage war on the cartels just as I destroyed the ISIS caliphate, 100% gone, 100% destroyed. They'll come back now because we have a weak administration. I will use Title 42 to end the child trafficking crisis by returning all trafficked children to their families in their home countries and without delay. And I will urge Congress to ensure that anyone caught trafficking children across our border receives the death penalty immediately. And that includes also for women, because women, as you know, are number one in trafficking. Children are actually number two. I want to thank Eduardo, Jim, Tim Ballard, and everyone else involved in this film for their incredible efforts and their great genius. Together, we will end the scourge of human trafficking, and we will defend the dignity of human life. Thank you very much.
And that's going out to all the people that are like, you know, it's been happening, fool. Like Trump didn't do nothing, fool. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, dog. Brandon making this shit worse. Like you can't look at the current state of the border and think like, oh, it's always been like that. You're not paying attention to how migrants are being weaponized, bro. And they just gonna gaslight you and tell you, don't look over there, don't pay attention, don't ask no questions, or else you a racist or you a sellout, depending on what we say. Depending on what color you are, we either gonna call you a racist, xenophobe, or a sellout, coconut. Like you're not allowed to be like, hey, fool, like can we see who's coming and what they got and who they with, who they down with, and are they gonna mesh well, and are they trying to contribute, or are they just gonna suck off the system? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna like, I mean, shit. All these folks gonna need a place to work, live. I mean, look at what New York City just said. New York City is a sanctuary city that don't want a sanctuary no more. That's why you have Mayor Eric Adams was like, hey, man, I know we said we was going to be sanctuary city, but we need help. Ándale, cabrón. Ándale, cabrón. All of a sudden, it's a couple Venezuelans too many. I mean, look at Chicago, bro. Chicago's like, bro, where are all these people coming from? Why are they here? You know what I mean? People that's from Chicago. You got veterans. You got people from the community. You got people that have been in that city for generations, got their own issues in their own communities, things they need addressed in their own neighborhood. But all the resources is like, bro, we got to give. You know what I mean? We got to everybody got to pitch in with this, you know, almost as if like, oh, it's this inconvenience that we got to address. It's this thing that happened, like as if it were just like a weather thing. Like, oh, we had some flooding. Like, no, this type of flooding, they doing it on purpose. It's all by design. Anyway, this is the normie episode, so I don't want to go too deep porque la gente se calienta, way. Like, we've already been trained. Like, the minute you bring up border and you know, anything immigration wise, la raza is like, espérate, way, you're talking about my tia, fool. What about grandma, dog? And it's like, bro, this ain't your tia's border. This ain't your grandma's border. Like, it's a lot of bad people taking advantage. And hey, I just call it like I see it. However, if you like jokes, Arlington, Texas this weekend. This right here, this is something light, you know what I mean? Low key, little RPT. We did a private Zoom call for the captains of the TIA. Shout out to everybody on the Discord, keeping it hype. You know, supporting all the shows. We're gonna get back on what did he said. I think this weekend I'm telling y'all, we're gonna be working this weekend. I think we're gonna knock out some episodes of What Did He Said podcast with Javi Luna. Just super excited, man. You know, love doing this comedy thing. Love coming to your city. And don't forget, Thursdays RPT and Friday RPT. That's strictly for the patrons. That's not for the normies. That's not public. It's not going to be just out and about. That's when we could really get into the nitty gritty. And of course, producer Rob is going to be on with me. So he'll have the articles and the links and boom, somebody to bounce off of. But, you know, still couldn't fall off. Got to have Wednesday episode up for the normies. Something light. You know what I mean? Open to the public. It's out there. We out here taking gulag chances, talking about all this stuff. But hey, come have a laugh though. Come have a laugh at one of those cities. And shout out to the sponsors. And I'm just super excited, man. I'm gonna log off. I'm just super excited about Arlington this weekend. Finally, like a whole weekend, we could really just multiple shows to where you like, all right, I got this new idea, I'm gonna tell this story, I got this joke, and boom, by the time you're done with the weekend, you just on a high. That's just how I could just put it. You're just on a high of just like meeting the fans, hanging with your friends, being in the comedy club, being on stage, making people laugh, and it's amazing. But hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This concludes Wednesday's RPT for the public. All right. All the members of the TIA will holler at you tomorrow and Friday. Y'all be good. Peace.